Merry Christmas! All right, so this will be session number 6 of Tyranny of Dragons. I am DM Logan, and these are our players. Molly.
Yeah, hi. I'm Molly. Today I'm playing Noah Lockhart, also known as Carthron, although he apparently does not like that name. And he is a half-elven rogue, and he's ready to kill some cultists.
Auburn.
I'm Ryan. I'm playing Auburn, Son of the Sun, half-elf paladin of Pelor.
And Wesley.
Hey guys, my name is Wesley. I'll be playing Tristana Zahara, the fire sorceress with a dark and checkered past.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. So, when last we met, I left everyone on kind of a cliffhanger, and I'm going to give a 5-minute timer for our heroes to discuss amongst themselves what they are going to do. But before I start that timer, we're gonna go into a little bit of story time. Three eggs of shimmering bronze are warmed by the clutches of Nymer. A fourth slips from his grasp and rolls mere inches away. The mighty dragon moves to reclaim his child, but his efforts are in vain, as the awesome shackles tighten with a mighty cascade of clinks. Though he is weak, he pulls against the chains, to no avail. He heaves again and again and again. Dust and pebbles fall from the oversized bolts holding the creature down. In one final desperate attempt, Nymer, the bronze dragon, lunges toward his egg. In an instant, a searing pain shoots throughout his being. Auburn, I want you to roll a wisdom save.
$10.
Purple lightning flashes from your eyes and shoots through your body. As you take 14 points of lightning damage. In your mind, a reptilian voice whispers, "Help me." The dragon, as we return now to that visual, falls limp. A figure adorned in crimson red and a face painted to resemble death bends to take the egg in his still smoldering hands, sparks of purple lightning crackling randomly. "Worry not, pathetic beast. Your children shall ascend to greatness." The red wizard's lanky figure walks awkwardly through the gilded cathedral illuminated by draconic sconces. As he places the bronze egg on the altar, a glow emerges. From inside the egg, dozens of wormlings writhe to life. Green flames coat the egg. As the wizard cackles, the wormlings begin to thrash and tear at one another. They eat their siblings until only the most vicious emerges victorious. A black corruption swirls up from the altar to coat the egg. Metallic becomes chromatic. Inform Lord Daevin that the ritual is prepared. His ascension awaits. Now, I will begin the timer, and the last thing that occurred was Auburn was psionically struck by lightning. Your time has begun.
Noah, immediately, like, see, this is a visual, right? Like, this purple lightning
Yes.
is like flash from his eyes. I'm like, hey, Auburn, are you all right? What the hell was that?
Auburn takes a deep breath to regain himself. Looks up to you. Sniper, he needs us. Soon.
Not the dragon?
He nods at you.
Oh, but what? Are you all right? Can you still fight?
With Prolor's blessing, I can. And as I do, I lay on hands myself.
Okay, that's good enough for me. We don't have that much time. They'll be here soon. Like I said, the guy in the purple robe atop a horse, followed by eight guys, all armored. What's the game plan here? Y'all got any ideas at the top of your head?
I believe Auburn had one before his outburst.
I
Auburn?
Mr. Son of the Sun out with it.
You hide in the darkness, come up behind him and flank him. We can try and leave a couple alive to take back as prisoners posing as us, and we wear their uniforms. Just in case there's more people on the hill. We'll leave 4 or so alive. That way we have 4 prisoners.
All right.
So we kill 4, and we take their garb, pose as them, and then the other...
We kill 5. There's 1 on the horse.
Of course.
We kill at least 5.
Well...
Mistakes happen.
Why not just only have 1 prisoner? Do we really need 4? One might get a little unruly if we have... You know what I'm saying?
You cut out on my screen, Wesley.
Basically, I said, like, why do we have, like, why have 4 instead of just having 1? It seems a little bit, like, unwieldy.
Good point. No more than 4, but I think 2 would be a good number. 1 or 2.
Okay. So two things just popped in my head. One thing I could do is I was going to do the shadows thing regardless, but
Of course.
I could either, or assuming Tristana is pretty accurate with that fireball, or whatever she can do. I could either douse the horse in oil, or I could just get out my crossbow that I haven't used yet and try and shoot the horse in the eye, make it go crazy. Maybe the leader guy is just out of commission for just that much longer while he deals with the horse.
Are the followers in front, or is the horse guy in front?
The leader.
Leader's in front. Sound good? Sound stupid? What do you think?
Fine by me.
All right.
Whatever you can do.
Should I stand in the middle of the road and distract them and then fling the fireball, or should I also be hidden and then...
I think we should stay right here by the fire and don't let them know that we know they're coming.
Did you want to talk to them before you let them flame, or are we just...
I have no words to be said.
Okay.
Logan, from what I saw, did they have any kind of ranged weapons?
Yes.
Okay.
But the element of surprise is the best surprise.
Did they have the ranged weapons at the ready?
Not from what you could tell.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay. They have ranged weapons. They didn't have them ready. At best, it would take them a few seconds to get it ready. So whatever you want to do, you want to sit at the fire, that's fine. Talk with them, blow them up. I don't care. I'll be hiding.
Right.
And I'm going to shoot that horse, all right?
yes, I'd prefer not to get skewered by arrows or bolts. I think perhaps cover behind a tree. There's no trees, but there's no like full big trees. I forgot, right?
No.
Yeah, it's all like
Shrubbery.
shrubbery.
Yeah.
Auburn,
This is
Auburn is your
like, correct me if I'm
Stand
wrong, this is
behind
like
Auburn.
a big plateau. There's like a pass on the side of the plateau.
Right, it goes straight in between, like in the middle of the plateau carved into it, and a winding path that goes up it.
And we're at the bottom.
You're at the bottom, a couple miles away from the passage. Yes.
All right.
Okay. So the
Just
plan.
stay next to me, Tristana, and you'll be okay.
All right. So
I'm gonna have a javelin prepared for when they're in range.
I'll have my. So once they move past Noah, I'll fling the fireball, and combat will ensue. And then from there, we leave at least one alive, and from there.
All right.
Let's attack first when they're about 30 feet from Tristana and I.
The approach.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good. Wait for the bolt and shoot the horse. All right. And I go off in like a hiding spot or maybe like a little perch, just somewhere where I can get a good vantage point with like my hand crossbow and be hidden.
Okay.
That's fine.
We're ready in action for once the bolt is flown. When she sees it, she'll fling a fireball at the center of the mass, trying to hit as much people as possible.
All right.
All
So-
right.
The hooves of the black horse in front draw very close, and you can hear the marching of the black figures in tow. They come into range. On your mark.
Yeah. Yep. So for my perch, I go ahead and roll. Did you want me to roll stealth or am I fine?
Oh, you can roll for it. The only thing
Alright.
that can come from it is bad.
Okay. Yeah, it's a 23.
Okay.
And then the attack roll is 1,000,000. Well, I have advantage, I think, because I'm hidden. I did not crit. Okay. So let's see.
I need
Yeah.
to know what the roll was.
Oh, it was a roll for the crossbow bolt.
Oh, I mean, I need to know the number.
Oh, the roll was 24.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
All right. Okay. The damage from this is 21.
All right. And you are hitting
The horse.
the horse. Okay.
Animal cruelty, man.
I don't care. It's an evil horse. It deserves to die.
Rip. Poor black horse. Well, he's racist.
He gets it from you.
Confirmed. Okay. So, I believe Tristana had a readied action.
Yeah, as soon as she sees the crossbow fly, she will fling a fireball at the center to get as many casualties as possible. So it's a DC 15 saving throw. 30.
Okay.
So and then basically if they save, then they'll take half damage, and if not, they'll do it.
So,
I'll roll damage, and then I'll like flavor it.
I also throw a javelin there.
Yeah.
okay, go ahead.
It was a 15 to hit, 6 damage if it hits.
It was a 15 to hit, 6 damage if it hits, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, whoever.
Okay.
6, 12, 18, 19. 19, 22, 24, 25. Okay, so it'll do 30 points of damage to those who fail, and it'll do 15 points of damage to those who save.
Okay. So, I want all of you to visualize a crossbow bolt flies through the air, a javelin behind it, and a fireball to top it all of which halt in the air, stopping. The black guard halts, and 3 ephemeral hands emerge from the body on top, each directed at a projectile. They sit, floating. The leader on top of the black horse breathes deeply, and then, as if practiced before, has her honor guard run to her horse, catching her as she falls, and an ephemeral figure emerges, one of a muscular elven man. He drops his hands and disintegrates the projectiles, staring straight through the heart of Tristana. How curious, Tristana. Here we stand, opponents, it would seem. However, I suspect that you have not informed your allies of our discourse. You see, as he looks to Noah, your friend Tristana has deceived you. Her powers were born of unholy Tiamat, the Dragon Queen, when her mother, a horn of the Black Beast, under the guise of a Callistrian priestess, tricked the Ifrit, Ignicifer, and slept with him. Your friend is the spawn of Tiamat's magic. She is chaos incarnate, as evidenced by her destruction of the very temple she called home. You have seen her struggle with inner demons, and soon enough, she will lose, and you will die. Unless she comes with me. I can save you all. And he reaches his hand out to Tristana.
So Tristana is like, basically imagine her face, like the blood just totally drains from her face. She becomes pale. It's cold sweat. As soon as she saw Daevin, her face just went pale. As soon as she said, like, she heard him say all these things about her mother and her father, she gets, like, the fire kind of returns back to her eyes. She kind of like defiantly steps forward and she says, "You lie! This can't be true." And she looks to her allies and she's like, "I'll explain this later. For now, we fight." She's gonna.
Unfortunately, Tristana, you are defeated. You cannot win. Give up, he says, as 4 of the guards step back in formation, crossbows and bows ready on their marks, and the 4 front guards brandish their blades. By the way, I see this as, you've seen The Last Jedi, the Praetorian guards, like, kind of get into action.
I'm ready for the roll initiative.
Okay, that's fine. Let's roll initiative.
Shit.
Not really what I wanted to roll.
Yeah, me neither.
In the chat.
My 11 was quite respectable
9 and 11. All right.
compared to my previous rolls.
Shit. Man.
Dex 0.
You heard him, guys. Dex 0.
I can always roll lower. It's okay.
All right.
His armor and we'll be fine.
Is that it? I think I'm missing a Ryan. 11. Oh, wow. Never mind. I see it. Okay.
Early.
So I'm going to defer to the first move.
I also defer.
Ah.
So that's Molly's turn then.
You assholes.
You can also defer if you want.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, right now, Noah is kind of in shell shock. He just saw a javelin, a crossbow bolt, and a freaking fireball, the explosive power of which he has seen multiple times at this point, be stopped by seemingly magic hands and disintegrated. He is wide-eyed and just in shock right now. And as soon as this guy, Daevin, started talking, he was still in shock, just kind of looking at him, and then does a quick take to Tristana, and then look back into another double take, and then he kind of breathes out, says, "Hey, Trist, who's this guy?"
So I mean, Tristana is kind of like went like what's the word like the blinders on type of a thing.
Tunnel vision.
She turns she turns to you, and she just kind of like almost like in mid like she's almost like she's about to charge and like a fireball, but kind of like right before she does so, she turns to you and she says, "The enemy."
Okay, so I was like, okay, just making sure.
I like it.
And he'd shoot another crossbow bolt at at Daevin. See if we can pull his little trick again.
All right. So it's you. You're up, Molly, right?
Yep.
Is that right? Okay.
And basically, it's whatever happens as soon as I shoot it, I'm like, we'll talk later, assuming we live.
It's a big assumption at this point.
All right. So, yeah, that was a grand total of 10.
All right. That was to hit or damage?
To hit.
Oh, geez. Bye, Dakota. Yeah. So that's fine because as your bolt sails towards this ephemeral figure, he turns in your direction, Noah, grimaces with a growl, and vanishes.
Illusion. Got it. I think.
But as he vanishes, the host, basically, the leader that was on the horse, now in the arms of her honor guard, comes to her feet and readies her halberd.
Tristana, now would be a good time.
She grins menacingly at you. I agree. Is it no? I'm gonna assume that's the end of your turn. Yeah. So like, as soon as disappears and she gets back up on her feet, she like summons the biggest freaking fireball she's ever summoned in her entire life, filled with this unholy rage. It's gonna fire right at the leader one more time, and hopefully this time it doesn't poof away. Okay. 6.
Using up the 3rd level spell slots here, boys.
I still got one more. 21. Okay, so this one will be 25 for the guys who.
Oh, good God.
And it'll be 14. No, 12 for the guys who succeed. And so just like
DC
15, DC 15 dexterity.
Okay, so one of the foot soldiers, the honor guard, the melee, succeeds.
Okay, gotcha.
And one one of the bowmen in the back succeed. Everyone else fails. Oh, good God.
Yeah, as soon as she kind of said like the enemy or whatever, she just kind of feel the heat just kind of all this coalesce into this huge fireball, and she just kind of like baseball just throws it with this intensity, and it's just like pure like I would say it's kind of like a mix between like it's hate, but it's also like this immense pain, and she kind of like almost like a tennis player like after hitting a ball just lets out this huge like cry, this grunt, this scream. It just lets it fly towards these guys with almost like tears just kind of brimming in her eyes as she does so, and just unleashes just this unholy fury, this fiery fury on those poor souls as it explodes and reaches the target.
I'm just staring at your character portrait while you describe this.
Yeah, that's essentially her eyes. Yeah.
That was wonderful. I have no choice but to award a point of inspiration.
All right. And I end my turn.
Okay, so it's going to take me 1 second to write your 10 million damage. Good Lord. Okay. Is minus. Oh, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't mind me. Just... Okay. And so the 3 of the honor guard that were holding up the leader, well, Monda, are blown backwards. Their garb catches on fire. They still have all of their limbs, but they're blown backwards onto their backsides. One of them, buckles down, brandishes the force, and the same occurs for those who are ranged. The leader, however, that had just stood and brandished her halberd is blown back, and her horse, what's the proper word? Raises up on its hind legs. Yeah, and kind of loses it. As everything and all the brush around the surrounding area erupts in flames, quickly spreading because this is a dry environment. And I believe that it is my turn. Or is it Auburn's? Mine?
Yeah, your turn.
Okay.
That's your turn.
So the guards, lacking their leaders, well, Lord Daevin's ultimate shield, well, they are very much frightened and in awe of the flames before them. And the one honor guard, Melee, turns and yells, Mondoth! We cannot stand before her power! What do we do? Of course, Mondath, who is displaced onto her backside. We fight! Says the half-orc, who gets up, struggling. So they are going to spend 3 of them their action getting up. Sorry, 6 of them. 1 melee is going to run towards Tristana, and 1 of the bowmen gets to get a shot off. That will be aimed at her, because at this point, I believe Auburn is next to Tristana,
Mhm.
but hasn't, isn't the main target. And Noah is still basically hidden.
Take disadvantage on that shot.
You betcha. Can't get much worse than a 6. AC of 15. And the second shot is going to hit. 1 bolt flies and misses, and he regains confidence. That's going to be 6 points of piercing damage from a wicked-looking bolt. All right. The rest of which fan out in an attempt to garner their arrowhead formation. It will be the next person's turn. Auburn.
I got Tristana by the arm and I say, stay by me. And you will all live through this. And I cast heroism on her.
Brilliant.
What does that do?
So you can't be frightened and you gain temporary hit point. You gain 4 temporary hit points at the beginning of your turn every time.
Oh,
But they don't stack. So you get 4 temporary hit points. If you go through those, you get 4 more.
okay, gotcha.
And then I brace with my shield.
Okay. It will be Noah.
Okay. All right. So you said I was still hidden.
I believe so, yes.
Okay. So, okay. So if I'm still hidden, I think what I would do. You said these guys are kind of fanning out into an arrowhead formation.
Yes. Around Mondoth, who is at the front. This half-orc dressed in pretty much like half-plate with purple ornate robes and a halberd at the center of this arrow point pointed at Tristana and Auburn.
All right. So what I would do is, from where I was hiding, I would once again try and get another shot off at the leader, and assuming that that's or whatever it does, it's 18 to hit her.
Sorry, she's wearing chainmail. It's 16 to hit her.
Okay, so I hit her. All right. Okay. I'm assuming since I'm still hidden, I get sneak attack as well.
Yes.
All right, that is 20 damage, piercing to her.
Good lord. You want to say where you hit her?
Yes, right in the neck.
Ooh. Ooh. Ah.
That's not nice.
That's
Basically-
not nice.
Basically, right after she said, "We fight."
Oh lord.
And then what? And then I think what I would try and do is from there I might assume because their eyes I'm assuming right now are on Tristana and Oberyn. And so what I would like to do is basically right after I make that shot, if there is another place where I'd be able to hide, maybe even using like the gout of flame from the fireball that might still be like dispersing in the air right now.
Okay.
Try and run and use a bonus action to hide somewhere else.
So I will say the rock that you're probably behind is the only thing in the area.
Mm-hmm.
It's very smoky, so that's granted. There's not a whole lot of places to hide.
All right. So what I might do then is I might just do that. I kind of look around. I wouldn't see anything. And then since there's a bunch of everything going on, I think I would just try and go down again and then maybe behind the same rock and then maybe still try and use my bonus action to hide or something. Maybe kind of count on the fact that they're all still distracted by everything right now. I'm not sure. If that won't work, then that's fine. I think I'll just stay where I am. Because there are a lot of people out there right now.
You can roll for it.
All right. Let's do it. I got a different dice for attacking and a different die for skill checks because I'm just that cool. Critical failure.
Oh wow. You didn't have to roll very high, but yeah, so okay. So yes, you are most certainly noticed.
Uh-huh.
You want to describe your fumble?
Yeah. So I think this would be so incredibly stupid. So because you're just thinking he's literally getting up, shooting, and then going down. It's literally all he's doing. He's getting up, shooting, and then crouching. So I think maybe what happens is there's a lot of stuff going on in his head right now, swimming around. He might be just the least bit disfocused. Maybe he's not completely in battle mode yet. And as he's going down, he actually manages to hit his chin or like tap his chin like on the rock or something like that and just and then actually drops his hand crossbow on the ground. It's like shit. And then he tries to go back down with the rock, but it's too late. He's already noticed.
Yes. And many a gaze turns in your direction. So it will be Tristana.
Yeah, so Tristana, just kind of in the heat of the moment, was just in this immense pain and rage, and tears were forming at the edge of her eyes, and I imagine like during the fight, they just started to just kind of pour out, and she's just kind of just like this angry, like just breathing and crying, and there's just so much emotion. And then Oberyn, when he puts his hand on hers or on her arm, and just kind of tells her that it'll be okay, that I got your back type of thing. Just kind of that kind of raging torrent and anger just kind of like abates for a second, and she's just kind of comforted by his kindness. And the tears, for at least for that moment, just kind of stop, and she looks at Oberyn and like in the midst of this battle, like I see like the guys like they're like charging, like short shields and swords like raised or whatever, charging, but she just kind of like takes the moment just to, like look Oberyn in the eyes and just sincerely just says just thank you. And then she kind of turns and just kind of readies herself for battle with this renewed sense of vigor and the panic and the commotion just kind of calms down, and she goes into full like battle tactician mode, and she does her scorching ray thing where she kind of puts her hand in her top hand, her bottom hand like that, and just kind of start circling them around as these like arcane like runes in this Arabic like script just kind of start unfolding through the air, and you see these 3 flaming serpents just kind of like coalesce in this in the air, just just this radiating heat. And basically the whoever kind of approaches, like whoever's like the closest in on the incoming like assault against her and Auburn, she like just flings one with like a momentary thing, and like basically she's like seeing like how many times she has to throw it to like to see if like she can aim at the same person. So she's kind of like sends it at the first person, and if that person is still not down, she'll send it at the second person, the same person, and she's basically just trying to take them out as efficiently as possible, type of a thing.
Okay.
So it's a ranged spell attack, so I will have to roll. So whoever's the closest is on the approach, kind of coming towards us, is who I'm rolling towards.
Okay, yeah, so you've got 3 melee dudes coming right at you.
Yeah. And so the first one is a 15 for a ranged attack, whatever it's.
And that hits?
Okay. And so, first one just kind of, and she flings it. And that's for a 12 points of damage, of fire engulfing damage.
So as you fling this guy whose mask has already been charred in half, basically, so you can almost see half of his scruffy face underneath it, humanoid, is just blasted to bits.
Second one, she kind of turns her attention to the next oncoming one. It's like a, I don't know, like 18, 19 to hit.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, 7 plus 4. This one's an 11 to hit. The next one upcoming. The Viper swings through the air.
So his comrade falls next to him, the one that was just obliterated as well.
And the third. That was a 11?
Does not hit.
It's okay. I like to think he dodged it rather than her missing, or like he absorbed it or something like that.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
So I don't see like her like missing. I just kind of see him like, seeing like, okay, 1, 2, he's like, oh shit.
For sure. And the last one that you hit was the one that braced himself for the fireball. He's got a little more brains than the others.
Yeah, and then as these guys kind of approach, she kind of does this kind of motion, but nothing happens. But she's just kind of like in this defensive posture, and then that'll be the end of my turn. And she stays next to Auburn, just kind of like gives him a nod, and then just is ready, and that's the end of her turn.
So Mondoth, who was just struck in the neck from the side, and then whose opponent shortly thereafter slipped and fell.
It happens.
Takes a look at in that direction. The as do the ranged hostiles in the back. The one that braced itself for the fireball makes more than one attack with a crossbow.
I get half cover from the rock, right? No, I'm on my ass. I don't get shit.
Pretty much.
If you're prone, they get disadvantage to hit you.
That's the thing. I didn't really say I fell down. I just dropped my hand crossbow like a dumbass.
I was trying to give you something more.
Yeah, I deserved nothing. I crit failed.
I tried.
Yeah,
they have advantage against you, basically.
Damn it!
Not advantage, but one misses and one hits. That's also going to be 6 points.
All right.
And the other two, the other three that are ranged are going to attack you. But they only get one shot as they spend half their round putting out fire. And two of them hit. That'll be 5 plus 8. 13 damage. We're all muted. Did you get that?
Yeah.
13 damage. Okay. And Mondoth, who is not having it, because this is not her day, halts her advance, both hands on her halberd, raises it as this black smoke, magical kind of erupts from the ground, and she smashes it into the ground in front of her. And wicked, draconic, like images form out of this smoke and surround this area, quenching the flames and working its way in and out of Auburn and Tristana. For clarification, this is Spirit Guardians. How far are you, Noah, from the main party?
Honestly, I have no idea. I think that'd be up to you. Whether or not you think I was in the spell's range or not.
I do not think that you are in the spell's range.
And that's 15 feet, right?
It's 15 feet, yes, correct. Okay, so both of your movement speed is halved in this area, and I believe this effect occurs on the beginning of your turn. Molly, is that right?
I'm not entirely sure. That sounds right.
Wait, enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there. So are they making the save now or on their turn?
Says the first time they enter the area or start their turn there, right?
Yes.
Well, I mean, they've technically entered the area.
Make wisdom saves.
I think it's when we start our turn.
I think so too.
We didn't walk into it.
Right.
Yeah, it's up to you.
I'm gonna go with that. And what was that, Wesley?
Oh, sorry, I've always forgotten. There's like black ethereal like things are just kind of circling around us right now, basically.
Yeah, almost like serpentine dragon figures made out of like black smoke are swirling around you and out in a cone shape in front of Mondoth.
Can we see?
So your movement speed is halved, and it kind of affects your vision a little bit. But like I said, it quenched the flames, and so there's less smoke. So 6 in one, half a dozen in the other. Huh?
I thought she was like 30 feet away from us.
Well, she moved forward.
No.
Sorry, I'm not on a grid. It's hard.
Is she? So she's not in melee range of us, though. She's just like basically like from her is emanating this cone that's kind of like.
Yeah.
So like, in order to get out of it, do we have to move 15 feet, or do we have to move like, you know what I mean? Like, is it an area of effect type of thing, or is it just like you were hit by the cone because it's an attack type of a thing?
It's an AoE.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so 15 feet around us basically is like
yes,
yes. that way, that way, and that way.
That's exactly what I'm going to go for.
Is she like right in front of us, or are we right on the edge of it?
I think we're like at the epicenter of it, right?
It's a self spell. So
it's a self spell, but I'm not going to trip over rules.
No, I'm just wondering if she's like right in front of us, like melee range, or if she's.
Yeah, you could approach her for sure. She's not outside of your range if you wanted to approach.
Right.
I mean, also like her spirit guardians may not be the the 5e spellbook spirit guardians.
Right. Thanks.
She may have special spirit guardians.
Yeah, and like I said, it put out the flames in this entire area too, so it's not like it's just, oh, it's only 15 foot on yourself kind of thing. She's aiming it in your direction, not at her men.
Okay. Just to clarify, it's 15 feet equidistant from whether we went, left, right, forward, or backwards.
Yes.
Okay. I got you.
And that the two honor guards run as she has now set you up for them to attack. Again, the one that was hit spent half his round basically putting out, half of his action putting out flames as he charged and gets one attack, and the other one is going to get 2. So the one that put out the flames critically fails. Oh, good God. And the other one misses on Tristana. Do you get to do protection, Ryan?
I mean, if they're going to hit, then I'll do protection. But
Yes.
yeah, then I'll use protection.
Right. So the first one misses, and one gets through on Tristana.
So I have a reaction prepared if they hit me.
Go ahead. He's going to hit you.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to cast Shield. It gives me a +5 to my AC, so whatever your attack roll.
Wow. 4 plus. You son of a gun.
I kind of
You're
feel
one ahead of it, yeah.
As the blade comes down, she was kind of in this defensive posture. Just kind of like this, kind of like, like the laser field that we saw in like Star Wars Episode 1, where like it's like Darth Maul and Obi-Wan Kenobi, and they're like separated with hard light type of a thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I see this, kind of like flame shield, just kind of like, and so I don't want to like melt the dude's like thing or whatever, but it's just kind of like rebounds the thing, just kind of this flaming shield that's kind of like just emanates like kind of appears.
I can dig it.
Yeah. And yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, the shield will it'll stay there until the end of my invisible barrier of magical force that appears and protects you until the start of your next turn. I have a +5 bonus to my AC until the start of my next turn.
So that will be the end of my turn, I believe. We have 2 honor guards that are in front of Tristana and Oberyn, Mondoth, who has just cast a spell, and 4 ranged attackers who are slowly advancing in formation. It's going to be Oberyn.
One second. Nice. I'm going to walk up on Homegirl and try and break her concentration.
All right. As you do, take your wisdom save against the necrotic magic. Fight the darkness.
24.
All right. So you're going to take half. Half is going to be...
How far is she from me exactly?
Half's going to be 8 damage, and she is the full 15 feet from you. So the ethereal dragons nip and bite at you as you move forward through them. Slowly.
So as I walk up, I'm doing whatever I can with my shield, trying to protect myself from these dragons, but it's kind of working, kind of not. As I get closer, I prepare my morning song to bring down on her.
I also believe that there were 2 guards in front of you and Tristana.
I'll take the hits.
Only one of them is going to get a hit on you.
Right.
And a swing, I mean. And he's going to miss.
Hey, right. And that's going to be a 24 to hit. Roll an 18. Or before that, actually, I'm going to use that to cast Divine Favor on myself. So that'll give me a plus 1d4.
All right.
Divine Favor is a bonus action, Logan.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to level 2 smite her.
Oh. Got some real paladin stuff going on. Ain't no time for redemption today.
Unless
You
I'm
are
evil.
unredeemable.
Damage.
Good God. Okay. That's the saying of this session, by the way.
No, wait. I forgot my modifier.
Whoa.
So 8 of that is non-magical, and the rest of it is from my smite and my Divine Favor.
I wish I could say that
I'm
she
doing all
has
the
something to block you, but she does not. So you smash the melon. She's taken a
Melon
beating, and even though she was higher up in the ranks, she didn't quite have the jump. So smash the melon, Auburn, because you're taking her down.
After seeing the way they've treated Tristana and her ally that he didn't like at first, but is coming around to warming up to her. Just watching them try and berate and destroy her. He's tired of it, and he just takes his Morning Star and smashes the melon that is her skull.
And that melon explodes. All right. Mondoth has fallen. And the black swirling dragon figures dissipate. I believe that is your turn. Don't forget, even though it's nighttime, rays of sunlight appear through the dark clouds above as you smite Mondoth. It is Noah's
Praise
turn.
All right. So there are 2 guys on Tristana, right?
Yes.
All right. How far away would you say I am from them?
Probably 30 foot.
30 foot? All right. Good thing I got 35.
Hey!
And what I would do is from the rock immediately, I would get up, cursing, and like as I'm running, trying to like pull maybe 1 or 2 of the crossbow bolts out. Immediately draw both my swords from the back and take a swipe at maybe one of the weaker looking ones, maybe the one who got hit by the fire.
For sure.
And go ahead and attack him. That'll be a 19.
To hit.
All right. Oh. And that will be math. That'll be another 20 points of piercing damage to this guy.
Yeah.
He go down
through the vital organs.
Yep. And so that's basically it. Tristana, you see a blade get stabbed through this guy's chest. I pulled the blade back out, and then using a bump, and then and then I guess with the second attack, I'd come in at the other guy, and that'll be a 20.
All right.
All right, and that would just be 6 piercing damage to him.
Who does not go down?
Yeah. All right, and this won't really do. No, I just do that. I would try to like try and position myself, but I'm like 15 feet away from him, so it doesn't really do anything. But I would like try to position myself to where Auburn's like 15 feet my back. I know it probably wouldn't do anything, but I'm going to do it anyway. And that's how I'm like positioning myself. Maybe it's Tristana, the melee guy. I'm right there.
I got you. There's
And
more of a
Auburn.
line, so it's kind of
Yeah.
you're less in the side, line of sight.
Yeah. And I would say 15 feet's pretty close, isn't it, Auburn? As if I know it's exactly 15 feet. Next.
That fourth wall, though.
Okay, so I have the one guy in front of me, and then the ranged guys kind of behind us, right?
Yes, all 4 of them who are slowly approaching and firing away.
Okay. So you said there are 4 of them approaching? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, okay. I'm going to let me double check how many spells I have left. Sorry. One guy in front of me, and then Carthron, you said you were behind him, kind of like we're kind of a sandwich type of a thing.
Pretty much.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to twin my firebolt, which is a cantrip, and just kind of. So Logan, is an attack of opportunity triggered when I cast a spell with the melee combatant?
Since he's right in front of you, I don't know.
What if I hit him in the face with my fireball, kind of like a melee, fireball attack? Not a fire, like blow up.
Please don't cast fireball right now.
I don't really know. Truth be told.
So what if I do a hybrid of what I was going to do, and I use one of my firebolts to like attack him, kind of like melee style, and then if he does, so like with twin, I can do it only to 2 separate targets. I can't do the same one.
Right.
So I'll go to him, and if it hopefully kills him, then there's no attack of opportunity. But if I don't kill him, then there is a attack of opportunity. Does that sound fair?
Yes, absolutely.
And I think Firebolt is a ranged spell attack. So, yeah. Okay, so does a 15 hit this guy?
Yes.
Sweet. Let me roll damage. Good idea. Where are my... You can never find the dice that I need. There we go. Okay. Holy crap. So that's like... We need to double check that I did that right, just because that's a lot of damage for a cantrip. Sorry, 1 second. So, I mean, if I did that right, that's 16 points of damage.
Really?
Yeah, because it's... with the cantrip Firebolt, it's a 1d10 when you're at 1st level.
Yeah.
And 2d10 when you're at 5th level. And because I use the dragon sorcerer thing, you get to add your charisma modifier or whatever your thing.
That sounds right.
Yeah, okay.
He had exactly 16 hit points.
So, this is kind of how
I mean, I was ready to roll my attack of opportunity.
Well, thank God. Yeah. Anyway, so it's kind of like Carthron kind of comes up and like stabs this guy to the back who's like right about to hit her. And then Tristana kind of like turns and like nods acknowledgement to Carthron, of course. And she kind of summons these 2 little tiny fireballs, not fireballs, firebolts. And with one, she just kind of like slams like the palm of her fist, like almost like, like when you're trying to break someone's nose. just kind of with the firebolt in hand, just kind of sears off like his face, and she kind of like grimaces because this is actually a lot more gross than she thought it was going to be. And she pulls it back, and then his face is all like burnt off, and she's like, "Oh God!" And she fires one the remaining firebolt, just kind of like, with the smell of the burning flesh, like right there. Usually the enemies are like way far away, and it's a lot less gross. And she just like, and she throws her last one. And that is a 17 to hit. So I assume that hits.
Yes.
It's like at the closest guy who's firing at her. And this one is much less BA, and it's at 8 points of fire damage. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the one guy that you hit, falters and breaks his step in line, but then gets right back to it as he comes forward.
Yep. Figured.
Trying to take you down.
No. Oh, and just like my mental note, where was Abrin? He went to that one chick.
Yeah, he's 15 foot in front of you.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Sorry, Ted, you doof.
And I ended.
All right. So that will be me. And I have 4 locked and loaded, ready to shoot vicious cultists that are coming straight for you, and they want blood.
Do they have the crossbow expert feat?
Oh boy, do they.
Definitely don't.
Okay. All right. Tristana, are you prepared? You had a +5 AC, right?
I'm gonna go ahead and recast Shield about now.
Did it go away or what?
Yeah, at the end, at the beginning of my turn, the spell ends, but I still it's a first level spell, so I can keep casting it until my first level spells run out.
All right, so the first guy
comes at me. I fire Shield up.
You do?
Yeah.
All right. Nice. I'm
20 AC to hit right now.
You need that. So, I mean, literally, these bolts are bouncing off of, breaking and shattering and bouncing off of your shield right now. They would have hit you and could have killed you.
Oh, thank God.
And one of them breaks through. 2 of them break through. That was 8 bolts, by the way. That'll be, oh wow, 8 plus 9.
17. So
17.
So Ryan, gotcha. So Ryan, the temporary hit points go first, and then from there, it goes to my regular hit points, right?
Yep.
So 17 minus 4, 13. Okay.
What a great buff spell.
17. Yeah, that temporary hit points thing, that heroism is super dope.
Auburn wrestled a bear one time using heroism. And he cast it on himself at the time.
A tale for another time.
Story.
Oh man. Awesome, man. I missed it. I'm so glad we're playing. Anyway, back in.
All right. So through all of that, they continue to approach, and Auburn, they are now about, in a formation, a line, spanned out kind of in front of everybody, but they're separated each by about 10 foot as they march forward. So about 10 foot away from you are all of them as they center their focus on Tristana, avoiding Auburn, almost like moving around him.
Who's the lowest one until I reach him?
They're almost all the same hit points. The 3 guys that were hit by the fireball are still all the same lowest.
And she killed the 4th guy with the firebolt, or
no? She
Okay.
merely maimed him.
All right, well, whoever's lowest, I guess I'm just gonna for him, and I'm gonna bring my Morning Star. That's gonna be a 16 to hit.
Okay.
As I bash him in the side.
And it breaks his focus for sure.
With 10 damage.
Not only does it break his focus, it breaks his freaking rib cage. All right. So you bash him in as he
down, or
breathes his last.
I'm gonna use my oath feature. So instead of him going down, I'm gonna hit him just hard enough for him to either make a save.
Make a save.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I think it's a wisdom save.
A wisdom save.
Oh, never mind. You don't get a save.
No saving throw.
Yeah, so you are charmed by me for 1 minute. And you do as I command as long as it's not like combat.
All right.
And I'm gonna tell him to back away, drop his bow and back away.
So he drops everything, doubles over, clenching his broken rib cage, and hobbles backwards.
Perfect. And if I have any more move speed, I'm gonna stand next to. I'm gonna move up to a new guy.
Yeah, for sure. You can.
Try and just get in his face. Yo.
And these are dedicated to the bone, bloodthirsty cultists. They have not broken their formation since they were ordered.
I'm just gonna get in his face and yell like Holy Pelor script or something at him. Try and throw him off his game.
Script. Oh, what a paladin. Okay. That will be, now it is Noah's.
Yep. And so Noah would immediately look up at Tristana, kind of look down at the guy whose face she burned off. She's like, "Dude, brutal!" And then he would run immediately to Auburn, and then I think he would hear Pelor, something about Pelor, whatever he's saying, and this is kind of stupid. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to roll an acrobatics check to slide under Auburn, like to slide between his legs.
He's got that good posture, leg spread, good balance.
Yep.
Got that man spread going on.
Exactly. All right. We're doing it. Natural 20.
Wow. Yep. Yeah, you just definitely do it. You just glide right in there.
20 on is the tomfoolery bullshit. Yeah, good job.
That's the blessing of Pelor, young Noah.
All right. And then something about blessing up Pelor, and then he goes underneath the legs, comes up at one of the guys to stab him and say, "Here's your blessing." And that'd be a 22. 21, my bad, but still.
21.
Anyway. All right. Uh, 17 points of piercing to that guy.
Takes him down.
Hit, yep. And then once again, since he's there, he'd slash at maybe another one of the wounded guys that are there. Right, 18. I'm assuming 18 hits. And that'll be 10 piercing damage to that one.
Exactly what you needed.
Hey.
There is one Lone Ranger. The Lone Wolf, Tristana.
Okay. Not being a glutton for punishment, Tristana just kind of lights like one last little firebolt. And I'm gonna roll to I want to basically intimidate him to you really want to press your luck. So do I roll an intimidate check or persuasion?
I think you need to roll.
All right, I'll roll intimidate, even though like I'm not. Okay, we'll see. Okay, well that was a 7. So I mean, like, yeah.
He is the only one left. Go ahead and do what you're gonna do.
I mean, so I was just gonna basically my attempt to intimidate him probably failed. So either like if he's like I'm done, then I won't kill him. But if he's like, zealot, fight to the death, then I'll do what needs to be done.
Zealot fight to the death.
All right. That's how you want to play it.
So basically, as you know, how do I say this? Like, as you were going to do something, he throws down his crossbow and brandishes daggers and to charge.
Woo! Okay. With my lone firebolt, hopefully it doesn't miss. Okay, that's like an 18 plus like 8, so that's like 26. So I didn't miss. Okay. Come on, dice, don't fail me now. Okay. $12 points of damage?
12?
Indeed. Total.
He dies. Charging at you midway. Blasted backwards.
Yeah, almost like an old like guns, like but with a firebolt instead of a bullet.
So you have repelled the enemy, and the warhorse is long trotted off. The earth still smolders, and bits and sparks and smoke lightly rising from around you. Bodies lying, and atop the steps, a signal flame is lit.
Is it like a tower or something like that? Or like
Nothing grand or anything like this. You just notice a flame. Just
okay, in the distance.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna run up to the guy that I have charmed because I have him charmed for about a minute.
He's on his knees, coughing up blood.
So I'm gonna lay on hands for 2 hit points and kind of use a persuasion check. Be like, what's that signal mean? What's up there? What's ahead of us? Kind of thing. What do you know?
Okay. So you have him utterly charmed, correct?
He's charmed, so I get advantage on that.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say I gotta be able to make something because the module specifically calls this out.
18 persuasion.
That's really high. And let me just make sure that it says. Okay, yes. Just barely. Okay. So since he's charmed, he's not talking with malice or through his teeth. He just kind of perks up, eyes forward and straight, and answers you directly. So ask him one question at a time.
What does the signal fire mean? And I kind of point to where we see this flame.
The flare is lit to warn the camp that the rear guard did not succeed.
How many are in this camp?
All of the forces from Greenest.
How many did you see at Greenest, Lou?
A lot.
Like in the dozens or in the hundreds type of a thing?
I think it was hundreds.
No more than no more than above 100, but not above 200.
Okay.
It's a sizable camp.
I kind of look behind me. Quick, do y'all have anything to ask?
Where's the dragon?
I kind of nudge him at what Noah says.
They keep the dragon under or inside the cave where the temple to Tiamat lies.
Is there a secret passage into the camp?
I do not know.
Damn it. Tristana, you got anything?
Is a man or an elf named Daevin. You heard this name before? You know,
Daevin is my lord,
what do
and
you,
I answer to him.
I see.
Is David in the camp?
Yes.
Yeah, Tristana is like visibly like troubled by the "he is my lord" thing, and she kind of like walks off for a second and just kind of like thinking through, like not like very far, but like maybe like 10 feet away, and just kind of like turns her back to the party and just kind of like this, just kind of thinking.
So Ryan, you had 1 minute, correct?
Yeah. As a final question, he's going to try and get in. Where are y'all heading? Is this the final destination?
No. The hoard of treasure that we collected is to be taken to the Well of Dragons.
What the hell is the Well of Dragons?
As the light bleeds from the end of your divine charm, the cultist writhes before you, twitching and again in pain and coughing blood and etc.
He's supposed to fall unconscious, but I did heal him, so however you want to play that.
Well, I mean, he's yours to deal with.
So if he just falls unconscious, then I'd bound his hands and leave him there for now. And legs, so he doesn't run off.
Rip cultist.
And so
All right.
Noah, seeing Auburn do this, almost says something. He's like, I'm just going to let him have this one. Just going to let him have it. Got more important things right now.
So behind all of this, closer to where the campfire was made, you hear the sound of someone crying.
Do we know where Lenan's at this moment? I've kind of forgotten about her.
In the direction that Leland had hidden.
Okay. That's her. Got it. Okay. Tristana kind of like is awakened by this like sound of crying, and she'll like hurriedly like approach just to make sure that she's okay. Lenan?
Noah,
Are you okay?
Is this what magic is? Just destruction? Was my father right all along? So much destruction. And you, as she kind of backs away from you, spawn of Tiamat? Dragon Queen?
Lenan. She kind of like speaks kind of low and serious. This is my first to hear of this. this tale of me being the spawn of some dragon queen. I don't. She just kind of like shakes her head like it can't be true. I can't believe that. There's just. I grew up with my mother. My mother was my mother for 16 years until. Anyway, there's no way that she was some horn or Tiamat. It's don't listen to that just now. I don't know if that's true. I can't speak to it. But in regards to what you said about magic, my magic is very different from your magic. My magic is of fire, of vengeance. Your magic is different. You are a scryer, a diviner. You can choose what to do with your magic. You don't have to have it control you. I spent many, many years being controlled by my magic, by this fire. I'm only now starting to master it. You can be better than me. You just have to focus and realize that, yes, while this magic is used for killing, ultimately I kill for the purpose of protecting the, if we did not stop them here, they would have gone on their raid of kidnapping you or kidnapping someone else like you. What we do is a necessary evil to protect people like you, innocents. And I'm not here to say that my magic is not destructive, but I know that you will walk a much brighter path than me.
She kind of wipes her eyes and I understand, but I need some time. Thank you, all of you, she speaks up, for, well, keeping me safe and those back in Greenest. I'm going to stay out of your way now, and yeah. She just kind of seems a little bit more meek than before and goes toward the fire and sits lost in her own thoughts.
So with that being said, Tristana, is the immediate area, I guess, safe? Like, it's not like this is like a constantly patrolled area. Like we haven't seen any, like in the time that we've been here, it's not been.
No, it's returned to crickets and moonshine.
Okay. Yeah. She would kind of go to Oberyn and just kind of like look at them, kind of awkwardly, like, fidgeting and looking down. And she would say, "I feel like we should talk. I feel like I owe you an explanation. So please."
Yeah.
I'll try to take his hand or arm, try and put it around your shoulder or back, as he can also cast Lay on Hands to give you 10 hit points back. Maybe we should go. We should get out of here first. That signal flare means they know they failed and we're still here alive. They'll send more eventually.
Since we're on the topic, I feel as though that it may be with regards to Lenin, do you think it's best that she should stay with us, or do you think that we should return her to her home where there's less death and destruction? I don't know. What do you think?
And so, kind of as you say that, Noah would look over in the direction of Lenin, and just seeing the look on her face, the shell shock, maybe even a dead look in her eye, his memory would flash back, and he would see two hands looking down at them, dagger in one hand, blood all over the hands. They'd be shaking. And you'd hear in the voice, "You'll get used to it eventually, Carthron." And he would snap back, and just that look of concern would be on his face. And then he'd look at you, Tristana, like, "She can't be here anymore. She has to get back to Greenest."
Well, if what this guard said was true and they have hundreds, I don't think we can storm a camp by ourselves. We need some type of, it might be best to return to Greenest just to see what options we have. But we should still talk it over with her to make sure it's what she wants.
I know that look in her eye. She's done.
Okay. So, Auburn, you said we should leave the area. Is there some place in particular? Should we go back to Greenest
We should.
and tell the others what we learned, or someplace closer?
I think Greenest is the safest for now. But regarding her, if she stays or leaves, it's up to her. But if she does stay, I think you could learn a lot of good from her as you teach her the ways.
Yes, that is certainly true. Well, shall we go bring up the topic with her as we walk back to Greenest?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So,
Wait, she says.
Okay.
You asked him for a hidden passage, did you not?
Well, yeah, he didn't say he had anything. I mean, I could do some scouting, I guess.
If there is one, I can find it for you. It'll just take a moment. I'll just make a poultice and just watch over me while I do it. Will you?
Hey. You sure you're ready for this right now? You're already this shaken up.
Right. It takes quite a toll. Are you sure you're ready for this right now?
I can help. I know I can help.
Fair enough.
Reach into my pack and take out my medallion of thoughts and knee down in front of her because I think she took a seat at the fire.
Mm-hmm.
And put this on. It'll help you. And I set it on like around her neck. And as I do, I take her hand in mine and I cast heroism on her.
Yeah, so a wave of confidence washes over her, and she gathers the resolve that she needs. It will only take a moment, and she goes to grab her pack. She does so and sets up a little station and starts to mix some things together. She tells a couple stories about how her father taught her about this ingredient and that, and she really starts to look and feel like she has purpose now, and that scared, shell-shocked look kind of just goes away, and she finishes. Okay, I will drink this, and if there is a way underneath this camp, then I will find it. But the side effects are sometimes unpleasant. Auburn, I would appreciate it if you remained close.
We'll be here the entire time. Why don't we take a seat right here? If y'all two can keep a lookout for us.
Okay. So, she's going to drink the poultice. And as she does so, her body kind of contorts, chest raised out, back arched, and she kind of twitches and fidgets. Her hands reach out to you, Auburn, and kind of dig into your arm. And then she goes limp. And is unconscious.
So
But breathing.
I hold her in my arms and I close my eyes. Watch over both of us. As I watch over her and I cast my detect thoughts through the medallion to see what she's seeing.
Mm-hmm. So you see in quick flashes, you see the destruction that just took place before you. Fear in it you feel. Back to Greenest and her father, the shame of her running away. And a strange place that you have not seen before. Atop the plateau, a camp, large, numerous figures, a cave entering into it, a figure, an elven figure, ethereal, Daevin, an altar, Tiamat, draconic sconces, a dragon, and beneath all of this, as you wipe away the details of the vision, a passage, a cellar, a way in. So, Noah and Tristana, while this is happening, it takes about an hour or so of Auburn and Lenon's silence around the fire. So feel free to occupy yourselves.
Tristana kind of looks at Carthron, just kind of like awkwardly, like almost like a dog who knows it's kind of done something wrong, and just kind of like looks up at him. I'm sure you have much to say. Feel free to say whatever is on your mind.
Noah would just kind of be sitting there. Maybe I'm half glancing at Auburn and leaning, kind of like poking at the fire a little bit. It's like, yeah. So, here's the thing. Whatever he said seems like you didn't know about any of this.
Well, to a certain extent, that's true.
How far of an extent?
Yeah, I've never heard of my mother being a black horn of Tiamat or whatever he said. I don't remember. I've never heard any of that. I mean, I don't know if that's a lie to some dissidents in the party or if that is true. But at this point, I can't believe it to be true. I just can't. And she kind of like looks away. I just can't. But I know Daevin. He's he is something to me. At least he used to be. I feel Auburn should be here though when I tell this, but know that I did not know. Maybe we should wait for Auburn before we get into this, because I feel as though he deserves to hear the answer just as much as you.
Fine. But it's one thing.
Of course.
You were crying, weren't you?
She kind of like blinks at you. Yes.
See, honey, in my
She grimaces at the the honey part, but she's grimaces in silence.
good. That's what I was looking for. In my line of work, I know the difference between tears and crocodile tears. That was your emotion, sadness, rage, all laid bare for everyone to see.
Yes.
I know that, let me just say, I don't give two shits what your heritage is. As far as I know, you're stubborn, fiery individual. You got a lot of heart and even more fire in that heart. And I trust you.
Yeah. And she, in return to that, just kind of like, I assume like we were kind of sitting close, and she like grabs your hands and gives you like a squeeze and like looks into your eyes, and she says, thank you. I wouldn't betray your trust, and let me just assure you that no matter my past, you are my allies now. I know we don't know each other very well, but I feel as though I can trust you too, and lean in as well. But thank you for your trust. And she kind of like lets go of his hand and, looks to Oberyn and that kind of stuff.
For the sake of continuity, it is about that time that they awake from their trance. Oberyn. Much more collected than Leanin after the ordeal. As the process, just as it did last time, took a great toll on her body. But you have seen it all.
Oberyn, what did you see? Is there a way into the keep, the fortress, whatever it is, the camp?
So Auburn's kind of slow to acknowledge either one of y'all, but he kind of shifts Lena in his lap so that he can reach into his pack. He starts pulling out a pad and charcoal, and he starts drawing quick what he saw before he just make sure he gets all the details down on paper and doesn't forget it. He draws kind of like a map of the encampment and where this cave is and the encampment and the dragon, like inside the temple itself. And where the cellar comes up, or the secret passage would come out to in the temple. And did I see where the other end of this passage is?
You saw it all.
So I just keep on writing notes about the temple and anything I can think of.
It's very strange because you saw the inner workings of this place in full detail. That only a grand amount of magic could have allowed this to happen, especially a place as guarded and undisclosed as a temple to Tiamat. I would imagine that would be a kind of an astonishing ability.
Right. And this is why he's writing it down more than anything. He almost doesn't believe it himself. But he doesn't know what is. He doesn't know how to put it into words, so he's putting it on paper the best he can.
And while this is happening, Noah whistles, and he would kind of glance over at Tristana, like, I don't know anything about magic, only a little bit, but is that normal?
She kind of like looks in and looks to you, and she's like, "Well, magic is definitely fickle, like a woman, and there's no real limit to what it can or cannot do. I'm just as amazed as you that somebody as inexperienced as Lenin is able to conjure such grand details without any training of any kind. I mean, it is amazing. But from my perspective, I'm not sure if our magics are really the same, but my magic was similar in its raw power, and just her ability to control and see still needs honing. And she needed, luckily Auburn was there, and without him, it would have been much more difficult. But he helped a great deal. But she is indeed an oddity, a rarity of magic.
A simple yes would have sufficed.
Noted. And she kind of goes over to Lenin and like puts her hand on her shoulder and, "You did well, Lenin. You did well."
So sleepily, Lenin kind of acknowledges, and she asks, "Was I helpful?"
She kind of looks to Auburn to answer, because I feel like they have a bond now. And she like nods and looks to Auburn for like his fatherly, like, you know what I'm saying?
Auburn, he's on like his 4th page already of notes and drawings.
Oh yeah, and then she looks back over, seeing that he's. Oh, sorry, you're gonna say something. Go for it.
You were more helpful than anything I've ever seen your magic. Never seen anything like it other than the Grand Master at the temple, who was blessed by Polar himself. This magic isn't. I don't know how to put it into words, but it's a great gift you have. You might have won this whole thing for us with what we have here.
Then I will stay.
Hey. Okay. Okay, Lenin. I mean, look at those notes. I'm assuming Auburn saw all of that while connected to you. That's amazing. We actually have a game plan now, but and thanks, but how do I say this nicely? I can't. Right now, you'd probably be more of it. You've done all you can. You should go back to Greenest. You'd be more of a hindrance at this point. I don't want to have to look after you. You've given us this. We wouldn't have been able to do anything without this. You've done all you can. You can't fight. You can't. But you can do this. That's all you need. But you need to be safe. Go back to Greenest. Go back to your father. Just be safe. We'll take care of it. I promise.
How far is Greenest from us?
Oh, good Lord. I said about how far y'all went in the last session. I don't remember. I would say that y'all. Let's hope not. I mean, y'all traveled for what, a day?
I think at least a day, yeah.
We'll say a little over a day's journey away, yeah, or thereabout. But mind you, Lena is only about 15, so you saying this to her on her first time out of greenest, and she's, confidence boosted. She just helped everybody out. She's kind of coming out of this little trance, and she kind of starts to swell up with tears. Her nose runs a little bit.
Tristana gives a glare to Carthron. She knows that he didn't say anything wrong. Everything he said was correct, but just the way he said it to a teenage child, a girl, it's just kind of her mother.
Auburn would glare at Carthron or Noah and wipe a tear from her cheek. I think we should all go back to greenest. Spend a day or two there, recover. This battle wasn't an easy feat for all of us, or for any of us. Maybe we can get some additional help. Make a plan. Out here we're exposed. In greenest we'll have the safety of the walls and more mines.
Yes, my only worry is that the person, the man we captured, he told of they were going to move their horde to this dragon or somewhat something like that. Yeah, Well of the Dragon. If we go back now, we may lose that chance. Maybe we should ask him when they're transporting to the Well of the Dragon to see if we do have time to go back. If we have time to go back, maybe worth it. If not, then I don't know if we have the luxury of going back to greenest.
Well, if they're moving to the Well of Dragons, then that's less people in the encampment when we go in. So that's where Nymir, the Bronze Dragon, is inside, along with Cyanrath.
That's true, but I don't know
If they go with them.
But if somehow they're bolstered or their numbers are boosted or their power grows, it may be an easier battle, but the war may get much more difficult. I don't know. What do you all think about? Should we? I don't know.
We have this secret passage, but if we can somehow get in and free Nymir, that turns the entire battle around.
That's true.
Yeah, that's what.
Or if we can get to Cyanrath and get the ring off his finger. And he kind of
not raise the alarm, it will mean almost certain death for all of us. And I know that this is part of what I need to tell you, but if they get control of me, this war may be over. I feel like now is as good as time as any to tell you what I need to tell you.
He motions to the log across from him.
Go over to the log. You can sit down.
Yep, she wouldn't tell me while you're unconscious, so.
Yeah.
I'm here now.
Oh, spill the beans.
Okay. Do you guys mind if we take a quick restroom break?
No, by all means.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that way I can collect all my thoughts of everything I have to say, and then I can use the restroom and.
That's all right. I'm gonna share a couple of things that I'd like to have filmed.
All right.
Okay.
And when I get back, can someone give me a Spark Notes version of the 2 minutes of dialogue I missed because my.
Yeah, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay.
LOL, Ryan. You're good, Wesley. Go ahead.
Okay.
I see that about the extra attack. I didn't even notice.
I forgot I had it.
You did a crud ton of damage when you used that level 2 smite, though.
Yeah, I did 48 plus 1d4 plus 3. And all d8s were 5 plus. So.
I was really sad that Mondoth failed her deck save for the fireball. Took 25 points.
Hey.
And then Carthron hit her for 20 points with a freaking crossbow.
Sneak attack OP.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, too.
Sure. Well,
I'm glad Wesley had said that because I've been needing to go to the bathroom for like the past 20 minutes. All right, still have a little bit of a cough.
well, it's almost over, Molly, for you. Been long enough, huh? Rip.
Yeah, I mean we've been going for
No,
hour and a half,
I meant your cough.
2 hour ish. Yeah, I know. I was just like, we've been going for an hour and a half, 2 hours ish, and I haven't coughed yet. So
Oh, yeah, no, we've been going a little over 2 hours.
yeah, doesn't feel like that. Feels like freaking 20 minutes.
I'm very, very, very. I'm ecstatic about how everything has turned out.
Yeah, so am I. I was very shocked at the beginning. And, I was just like, what was going on? Oh man, yeah, I love that, and I love Wesley's spell descriptions.
Yeah,
They're
they're
awesome.
brilliant.
Yeah, I love casters, man.
I can't express enough how much I appreciate and enjoy what he's brought to Tristana.
Yeah.
You know, now that he's kind of been able to move past that initial, you know, being weighted down by her baggage and such, and really wants to share, be a part of the party. That's really makes me really happy.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Okay. Woo, I feel 2 pounds lighter.
Hey, are you literally?
If you know what he means.
You know what I mean?
So what did y'all say? In like the 2 minutes I was at a commission.
I don't know when you were out of commission.
What was the last thing you heard?
The last thing I heard was Tristana looks over at me, kind of narrows her eyes a little bit.
Oh, okay.
She knows that Noah didn't say anything wrong, but, and then I didn't hear anything after that.
Yeah, I mean, so basically what we're talking about is, what do we do now? Do we go back to Greenest with her in tow? If we do that, then they possibly have the chance of going to the Well of the Dragon. And if they do that, does that mean they get more powerful? They get more numbers? Like, we don't know what that means. So we're going to ask that one guy that we still have. Maybe he knows the time limit on that. Also, if they do go to the Well of the Dragon, that means there's less guards at the keep, and we can get Nymer. So it's kind of like, well, which one do we go to? Like, we don't really know at this point. And so that's what we're kind of talking about. And I kind of brought the point, well, if we go into that camp and if we fail, the war is essentially over because if they get a hold of me, and then that's when I'm like, well, let's tell you the entire story type of a thing. And then that's where we went over there.
Oh, yeah.
That's essentially like what happened in that 2 minutes, I guess, that you were. So actually a lot happened when you were gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, really? Right now? Oh, yeah, and my sister. She was like trying to get me to come out of the room and help her or something.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean,
it will be really useful, and I want to spend the time while we're still in this chapter, in this session, to discuss what y'all want to do, you know, and to move forward just a little bit more.
gotcha. Before are you talking about, or are you talking about before we end the chapter?
Before we end this part, yeah. I think that would be good.
I got you. Yeah. I mean, I should be ready to go whenever you guys are ready.
Well, Ryan is kind of.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
AFK.
Okay. Got you.
Oh, good.
Sweet. Oh, I forgot I had extra attack.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
only attacking him once.
Yeah,
Oh man, brutal.
yes. So I was gonna say something, but I don't know. I don't know. I just thought maybe your channel divinity stuff. I don't know. Thought that was somehow affecting it. I don't know why I thought that, but that's why I didn't say anything.
I like how the
Because there are no like, channel divinity is a half action. That's how that works.
Thanks, rules lawyer.
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Half action is a thing. I just wrote it in.
Okay. Let me go over my notes real fast, and then this should be fine.
Yeah, so I'm here for questions, but I kind of want y'all to formulate what you want to do next.
Yeah, but we still have that prisoner, right? So
I don't know. Have you checked on him lately?
no. Come on, man.
He may not be doing so well with those 2 hit points.
He's like, I imagine being tied up, and he's just like, fish, like kind of like trying to
Excuse
hop.
me, Mr. DM. He has 2 hit points and he's therefore stable.
Oh, good. That was disgusting. That was a disgusting voice.
Never do that again. Oh dear God.
He's the newest NPC voice in my campaign.
And whatever character I am has suddenly become a murderer.
It's a mix between old lunch lady and
Yeah.
That's the lady from Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mike Wazowski.
Monsters Inc. reference in a D&D game. Hey.
We're nerds, I guess.
Okay. So, y'all let me know. In character, discuss your plans. I
Okay.
believe a couple things have been already discussed. But
Yeah.
hammer out the details.
Alright, so spill the beans, Tristy.
Okay, as we all sit down. Okay. This has been a long time coming, but I'll just start at the beginning. I grew up as a priestess, among other things, of in training, an acolyte, if you will, of Callistria, who, if you're not familiar with, is essentially the goddess of lust, vengeance, and trickery, to name a few. And so I grew up there, and we performed various things. Mainly it was anyway, I'm getting into it too much, but essentially, my father was never in the picture. I only was raised with my sisters and my mother. They were my family. And on the eve of my 16th birthday, there was this solar eclipse. And during that time, during that night, is when to that point, I was just a normal girl, or just a normal priestess. Didn't have any magical powers, but on that day of my 16th birthday, when the solar eclipse came, my powers awakened, and the only thing left at that temple was ash. And I killed everyone that I ever knew, anyone I ever loved, died on that day by my hand due to this. And she takes a moment and just is overcome with just this pain. And she's her voice cracks, and just by my flames. And she just kind of, takes a second and recovers. And from there, I was lost. I was fumbling for meaning and pain and suffering. And I found out through Callistria that it was my father. He was an Efreet that had come by the temple, and he and my mother, they had me, and that my father was actually an Efreet, and that it was because of him that I had these powers, and why they're so uncontrollable. And so she gave me this amulet, which she holds up the amulet, which has it's kind of like a bronze looking, almost it's kind of hard to describe, but anyway, it's a little etching of a fire on it. And And so I became Callistria's flame, and I basically set out to find my father and to make, claim vengeance for what he did to the Temple of Callistria. And how this is tied into what happened with Daevin is during this time I went and I joined many groups to find information how to travel to this plane of fire. And one of the groups that I became a part of was called the Aurum Dracones. And I became very close with everyone there. They became my family. The first time I'd felt that, in many years, since, and from there I became especially close with the leader of that group, who was Daevin. We were more than just friends. And it was more than just a tryst here and there. It was deep, or so I thought. Essentially, my time with them came to an abrupt end in the far lands of Orisian, where the pharaoh across the mountains, the pharaoh named Kara Asim. We were there to take some. We were a clandestine organization. We did many things, some legal, some not, some good, some evil. Essentially, we were there to acquire some power, some magical items, gold, resources. And during the heist, I was captured by the pharaoh's men and imprisoned for over a year. And in that time, I did not know if David and the rest of them were dead or if they had just simply forgotten about me. But either way, I was alone again. And let's just say, through various things that I had to do, I escaped from that. I escaped from the pharaoh, and we didn't exactly part on the best of terms. And so if I had to guess as to why there's a bounty on my head, it's probably due to Pharaoh Karasim's. I was technically his wife, but he had many wives, many concubines, and I was the only one to ever escape from his clutches. So that'd be my guess as to the bounties. And as for Daevin, I have been looking for Daevin ever since I've escaped. One, for an explanation, and two, because deep down I know that I still have feelings for him. And that's what I was doing in the tavern where we first met, all of you. I was seeking leads on to where Daevin was and where the Aurum Dracones were and what they were doing. And 2 days ago, when we were back in town, I came into contact with him. And she kind of looks over to Lenin. Through Lenin's powerful divination magic, she told me that someone had a message, or somebody was trying to reach out to me. And so during that time, he revealed himself to me, and he told me that the Aurum Dracones had now become even more powerful since my incarceration, that they were in control of these cultists, that they were the puppeteer behind the puppet, that they had been promised immeasurable power and wealth and all of that, and he basically tried to convince me to join him. He said that I am the vessel of Tiamat, that if I surrendered myself over to him, that I'd have immeasurable power, wealth, love, could bring back the dead, could essentially do anything. And she looks over to Carthon, and as you know, an offer that it seems too good usually is that for a reason. There's never no strings attached. And so before this, I thought that he was simply being controlled or influenced, or, he was actually the one being puppeted by a puppeteer. But after seeing him today, after hearing that man call him Lord, My worst fears are confirmed, and I think that his ambition has caused him to go down a truly dark path. And I'd just like to take this moment to assure you. I should have told you before, but I was scared that you would think that I was. I don't know what to think. We just met, didn't know you very well, and I know that I should have told you, but I didn't, and I'm sorry. But I'd just like to assure you that at the end of the day, when we face him again and he calls me to join him, I will not join a group who murders children and takes them away from their mothers or kills brothers and sisters. I will stand with you. And we will destroy all of those who would threaten the lives of our people, our friends, our loved ones. And I know we don't know each other very well, but I know I can trust you. So I'm sorry for taking so long to tell you this, but if you have any questions or concerns, you voice them now so that we can discuss them.
Alright, so Noah, who is just sitting down, hands on his chin, looking up at you, taking all this in. He glances over at Auburn and raises an eyebrow, like to say, "You got anything?"
He kind of just raises his shoulders at you. I have no questions, but I appreciate your honesty.
Yes. But now that knowledge, you know why if we lose, and if I really am this vessel of Tiamat, if I get in their hands, then this war will get, we will not win. So I just need to say that.
You know, I don't think anyone has ever told me a story quite like that. And about you not telling us, we've literally known each other for like 2 or 3 days. At most. I have stuff I haven't told y'all, which I won't say now. Unless you really want to know. But...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no.
Albert prompts you.
Well, for one thing, my last name's Lockhart.
That's what it is.
Don't think I told you that yet.
Minor details.
Yep. And here's the thing. I told you this already, Tristana, but I don't really care about your past, what you did, what led up to all of this. I mean, I get it. I get it.
I appreciate that. Well, moving on to... I'll go for it. Go ahead.
Hope will take you under his wing, and he'll guide all of us to success. And we'll end Side Wrath in his... whatever he's got going.
Yeah, don't worry. The Sun God's got you.
So does the sun.
But apart from the Sun God, so you know, there was anything that I might have gained from, my past, it's something that was drilled into my head over and over and over and over and over again. And that is failure is not an option. It's not something you think about. always think about making the heist, getting the kill, getting the victory. And so I'm not really thinking about what might happen if we lose Miss Vessel, apparently. Because, like I said, it ain't an option. We got this. I'm certainly not going to let you go down. I don't think he is either. Looks over to Auburn. So you don't got much to worry about.
She like the tears from her eyes, and thank you. Well, I suppose we should make a plan of action.
Didn't really count you for a crybaby. Been crying a lot today.
You know, like make a little fireball appear in her hand. What did you say?
Hey, no, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, plan of action. So, I, for one, like the idea of setting the dragon free.
They are the cult of the dragon. It would make sense that without a dragon, their power would be substantially decreased.
Yep, and that power would probably turn against them.
Well, releasing the dragons that's the easy part. We also have to get the ring from Cyanrath.
Yeah, I know.
And sneaky over here. That'll probably be left up to you. If we do try and sneak our way in through the secret passage.
Yeah.
We can't fight 200 armed cultists.
That's what the secret passage is for.
Yeah.
And so, did you see Cyanrath, or did Leanin? Where he was?
Wow.
Great question.
So, I will say that the reason Auburn was able to fill up 4 or more pages in his notebook and that the vision was so precise was because I rolled a 100 on a percentage die roll.
Lord bless thee.
Yes. And I have just now rolled a 95 on whether or not you have located Cyanrath. Yes.
Boom.
You have located, you were able to envision Cyanrath, Auburn. And he was closely guarding the rest of the dragon eggs, along with Asbara, the red wizard.
Auburn takes a deep breath. I don't think we can do this alone. I think we should get back to Greenwich as fast as we can and see if we can get any additional resources, whether it's scrolls or potions or whatever they may have to help.
My only worry is that in the time it takes us to go back and come back here, will that intel that we gathered from Lenin be changed? You know, will they still be there if we leave them for 3 days as opposed to like 8 hours or a day or so? I don't know. Noah, what do you think?
I'm inclined to think that time isn't on our side. With these kind of things, it usually isn't. I get that feeling, And that dragon. Nymer, his name?
Namir.
Namir. Oh, this is gonna sound really stupid. I don't know. I feel like if we take the extra time, he'll be gone. I don't have any logical reason for this, but I just chains are meant to be broken, man.
Now, I've kind of fuzzy on the details, but were we sent to locate or were we sent to destroy when we originally got our directive from the mayor?
There was no way that Nighthill could have requested that you, enact vengeance. He only wanted information, but I believe that Noah set out on a different quest than what Nighthill had granted.
Ah. So
I said there's over 100 people in there, including Signwrath, a dragon, and this mage of his who's donned in crimson red robes and looks a whole lot stronger than any of us by ourselves. There's no way the three of us and Lena can take out 150 some odd men, both the two of them and a dragon.
Tristana kind of looks over to Carthron. Do you think, given the injuries that the guard sustained, that they would be able to mount an assault this so soon after the raid? Do you know how many their number is? You live there, you have some clue as to how many there were.
During the Battle of Signwrath, we saw 150 so men.
I'm talking about for the greenest side.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I was about to ask Logan.
It's like a rough number, that he would have seen in the streets. Does he know if it's in the teens or if it's
probably 60 to 70 able-bodied soldiers.
Okay.
And you would know that, Noah.
Yeah.
Especially in the aftermath of what occurred.
Yeah, we got probably highballing it. We got 70.
So either we send 70 or so men to their death and try to attempt an infiltration mission with them as our cover, or we attempt the infiltration mission without backup and potentially get captured and is there a third option? Is there a nearby ally, or I don't know.
May I? Speaks Leanin.
Oh dear God, please.
Let me have a horse. I will return as fast as possible without stopping. Greenest will arm themselves, and they will be here at your ready. But you must strike now. Do not let the opportunity pass. Do not let my gifts be wasted.
Tristana kind of looks very surprised at Leanin. And so the very bold
Yeah.
It's kind of as you say, Leanin.
Yeah, she says kind of almost indignantly.
Yeah.
It's like that fancy magic knocked you up a peg, didn't it?
Carthron. Well,
Yeah.
certainly thinks highly of himself.
She's definitely blushing a little bit after what she said, and she realizes how it came across.
Mm. Well, she's the closest thing to an oracle that we got, so I'm inclined to follow what she says.
We can scout out and prepare a plan. Scout out the tunnel without causing too much alarm.
Yeah. And,
If we happen to spring the alarm, probably fly out of there as soon as we can, and not dally, or try to make a last stand.
yeah, I'll do the scouting. I'll sneak around, see what we got going on. Hell, opportunity presents itself. Maybe I could do a little bit more.
I may be of some assistance in that regard. I learned this trick while I was actually the Orange Dracones, so it's all too poetic that I would use it against them. I would be able to cast invisibility on you and hopefully up to an hour, perhaps. If I wished it. Give you the advantage, at least, of not having to keep to the shadows. Garthon Grizz.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, you really remind me of a former associate of mine right now. Oh man,
Not sure if that's a good thing, but
it's a good thing in this instance.
okay. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
You do keep strange company.
Yeah, wouldn't you like to know? Yeah. Don't worry, I got this. Especially with that. I mean, I would have been able to do it before, but with that, yeah, 100%. Piece of cake.
And if I had to, I could go on with you. If I'd be in your way or not, though. But it's if you needed backup, I could also go with you. But
Have any kind of stealth training? Anything at all?
did you not listen to my story? I was part of a clandestine organization for over a year. I know my way or two around castles and keeps, causing any alarm. Not to the extent of your expertise, but I know a way, a thing or two.
See, I knew that, but I had to ask the question. See the look on your face when you responded.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. I wouldn't say no to some backup.
Okay. I will definitely sleep before we do this, though. I am exhausted.
I was going to suggest the same. If y'all do get in trouble, I can't provide much help. I'm pretty drained.
Yeah, oh, come on, you had to mention it. It's like I was ignoring the pain or something until now. Shit, those crop. No one saw that, right? No one saw what happened?
I heard
So-
something, but I'm not sure.
Good.
Oh, are you referring to when you dropped your crossbow? Yeah.
No, I'm not, actually.
Oh.
Where is your crossbow?
In my holster.
Checks holster.
And it's not in my holster. It's over there.
You should probably retrieve that.
Yeah. Hey, there were like shadow hands. There's a lot going on, okay?
Oh, but I'm not
It
sure
could
about
happen.
you, but I do believe that he dropped the crossbow before the shadow hands.
I definitely dropped it after. I mean, I didn't drop it. It just damn it. And he just go over.
I'm not sure you're less suited for this job anymore.
Yeah. Shut up, Tristana.
So I'd like to loot the bodies, and if we can, if there's any outfits left, grab them if they're not all singed to hell.
There were eight,
Not-
and Mondas get up.
I do have mending, so if they are singed, I can always just.
And Auburn would like to take that halberd and check it out for himself.
Oh. Three. And there were three.
Auburn counts himself and the two others. Perfect.
There were exactly three that were left repairable, mendable. I rolled for it.
Would you look at that? Very convenient. Oh. But no, really, that's awesome.
Not kidding. But okay, so are you gonna take a rest? Are we gonna
Do we find anything else on the bodies?
Oh, that's right. Oh shoot. Was she even in this book?
Done this before, so
See, Logan, I never have to worry about this.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm a rogue.
Miss anything?
She was wielding a Is there a thing I can roll, Molly? For like magic items? Not for different magic items, but for like qualities for weapons?
I mean, I'm sure there is, but I'm not really the guy to be asking.
Got you.
Based
There's
on my
like
track record.
magic item roll tables in the DMG.
I mean, if you hit Control F and just put in her name of that chick, you know.
No, I have what she has, but it's more.
Gotcha. I mean, you can always throw in a masterwork here or +1 there.
Or +3.
Well, so I was gonna do that. Yeah, plus.
That's working 5 US.
Hold on. I have the. Oops, DMG. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. I'm on the DMG. We should probably do this off camera.
Take your time.
If our viewers are still here, they're here for the whole time. Even the part,
you mean future us.
Even the part where the DM looks up magic item tables.
That's right.
It's all for you, viewer. It's all for you.
Well, you know you're talking to the future version of yourself, so.
Just so y'all know,
It's all for you.
You will level up.
Hell yeah.
In the aftermath.
Aura of the Guardian? I think I get my third aura now.
You know, when I think about that, that means we're only one level away from my campaign.
Well, I started us a little bit higher.
Yeah.
What level we start in your campaign, Molly?
5.
Oh.
No, we started the same level.
But this is session 6, and you've leveled up now twice. So
Session 12 with Molly's, and we're like 8th level.
Okay, he's a little bit behind.
Hey, it's fine.
Well, it's worse DM.
Scalability is a bitch.
I will have my second aura.
Sounds like lazy DMing to me.
Hey, now.
Hey, so was that guy's name
Cursed item.
Monomus? What was her name?
So the half orc commander's name was
Cannon
Frulam
fodder.
Mondoth.
Monda.
Mondath.
Gotcha.
And I'm not seeing anything but gemstones and art objects.
Go with the flow. I'm sure you won't regret it later.
I just want to see like item effects, you know what I mean? Like a chart for that.
Ryan, you get to use that halberd 3 times before it breaks. Better make it count.
It's a nuclear weapon.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, we didn't see her. She never actually attacked with it.
Stabs the wall 3 times and then throws it at Cyanrise.
Boom.
Get it, thing of returning on it and just throw it and then just wing it back. Throw it, wing it back.
And there are the magic items. Frick.
Maestro, what are you doing?
Okay, while he is doing, I'm just gonna start writing some notes. So we defeat Mondath and the Rearguard complement through what's her name, Leanin. Ever secret passage to the camp. Anything else besides that? I think that's it.
Do we know where the secret passage leads into? Is it the cave, the temple, or just into the camp?
It leads into the temple major.
All right.
Ooh.
And that's where the dragon is?
Yes.
All right. We got Mr. Red Mage and
They totally won't have sea invisibility in that place, right?
Mr.
Ask him the real questions.
No, we're fine. We'll give him ideas. Everyone knows it's the players versus the DM, man. Don't give him ideas.
Oh, here we go. Oh, there's 100 of them. Okay, let's see what we get.
Seriously, though, anyone still here? You're awesome.
You're only talking to the future version of you.
We love you. I'm talking to the future version of yourself, too. Just want to let you know, we love you.
Oh my gosh. Wow, that's really cool, and I wish Mondoth had actually used it.
Okay. In death. Via Auburn,
That's
son of the
like
sun.
powerful.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Well, she didn't follow Pelor, so.
Okay, these are
And
silly.
from the heavens appears.
Okay, Ryan. Ryan. Right. Ren.
Yeah, I'm
It's
playing with Astro.
It's a +1 halberd. You know what? No. She's special. It's a +2 silver halberd.
Hey,
So if we're vampires, we're gonna own.
Magic
Yes.
items exist in D&D.
Silver coated. It's not magic.
Oh.
Still waiting on an item in Molly's campaign. The only item
Yeah, no doubt.
What do you mean?
is the one that I've picked up.
hey, I fixed up your crossbow for you.
That's true. But I didn't receive that. You made that.
That's right. Wesley has 1 bronze dagger.
Dagger of the gods.
Uh-huh.
Gold gods.
It's okay. Illigith, it's okay. He got something.
You got like a shield or something?
It's okay.
I have 3 black daggers if you want them out.
No, that's okay.
Where'd you get those? Dang it, he got it from the Darklings.
So,
Dang it.
who wants to loot Mondoth besides her halberd?
Shh. I volunteer as tribute.
I
Being
want a
the
magic
rogue
one.
in the party, of course.
All right. So, Mondoth has a pouch on her, and we're gonna go old school Logan here.
Oh man.
Let's see. No, not that much. Okay. 7. She is carrying a star sapphire. That's you might want to write down star sapphire, but for description, it's translucent blue sapphire with white star-shaped center. That is worth 1,000 gold pieces. She's also carrying. That's a 6. Okay, she's not carrying 99 of them. She's carrying 8 jaspers. They're gemstones. They're opaque blue that are worth 50 gold pieces apiece. Are you good?
I got it.
And also she's carrying 8. Okay, of course it's got to be some weird word. Nope. Pieces of obsidian that are worth 10 gold pieces apiece.
Obsidian, 8 of them.
Yes.
And this really is old school Logan.
Yeah.
It's
I
been a
found
while.
the gemstones and I loved it. So, and I'm gonna roll. There were 8 honored guards. So they are carrying.
Exactly what Wesley said.
What did he say? I'm. Well, they are cultists of the Queen of Dragons.
It's called Horde of the Dragon Queen.
Yeah,
Wesley.
kind of what they used to trade each other with. D12. 2. Okay, so
Alright.
of the 8 of them, all 8 of them were carrying goods. Thanks, D8. We've got. Are you ready, Ryan?
Yep.
3 agates worth 10 gold apiece.
Okay.
4 lapis lazuli worth 10 gold apiece.
How much?
10. 4 moonstones worth 50 gold apiece. And 71 gold pieces among them all.
I got it.
No, you don't.
I do, though. I wrote it on my character sheet.
So as you take them out, I take each one from your hand and I stick it in my pouch. Because no one trusts a rogue.
Retweet.
No.
I'll straight check you for it. Each one.
I believe, and I quote, that you said about 10 minutes ago that you were a rogue at heart. Therefore, Tristana should hold everything.
Let's go to the priestess of trickery.
Yep.
LOL.
Also, I was a thief at one point. Just full disclosure. That's like worst of both worlds.
Oh, dude, I made these forever ago. So I just rolled for a magic item on a D20 list that I have. That was a 19, so this is a 1d4 to see what you get. Are you ready? This was also on Mondath. Did I flesh this out? Please say I fleshed this out.
Is that for molars?
I did. I fleshed it out. Oh, dear. 4. Oh, one of you just got really lucky. Like, really lucky. Okay.
At me.
So, you find a shiny platinum coin. Which one of you finds it? Which one of you?
I'll take it.
I said me before dibs. It's okay.
Let's roll for it.
No, I don't want to give you this, but it's awesome.
Roll for it.
Yeah, well, let me describe it. The coin is warm to the touch. Its head adorned with a winged sandal. Its tail with forked lightning.
I needed to keep up with you, and I steal it out of his hand.
So, you must become attuned with this item. Do you want to roll to see if you can figure out what it does? Somebody who knows about magic.
I was at a temple for a while.
Hey Tristana, you know what this platinum coin is that I'm holding myself?
That's an
I
18.
don't know. You're gonna have to hand it over for me to figure it out.
Arcana low.
Okay, that's plenty high. So, once per long rest, once per day, basically, a character who has bonded with this item for at least 24 hours may flip the coin as a bonus action. On a heads is 1 round of haste. On a tails is 1 round of 2d10 electric damage on your next attack.
Like I said, I needed to keep up with you.
Yeah, roll off.
I mean, the luck aspect of my character, it makes sense for me to have it, even though I wouldn't use it, but I just like the luck for the RP.
Shut up.
You can have all the gems.
Yeah, you don't get to say in this.
Okay. What
Right,
card?
Ryan, roll d20. And what you get? Oh, come on. This isn't fair.
The honesty's got to be real.
What'd you get, Ryan?
14.
I got a 10.
Land on the 20, and then rolled over onto the 14.
Yeah. Ryan gets the fancy halberd and the platinum coin.
I mean, plus Molly, your bonus action economy is pretty like
I know.
high, so it makes more sense, metagamingly speaking, to give it to Ryan. I'm just, I mean,
Did you just say metagame?
I feel like Auburn has deserved
No. Did you
his
just say
actions
metagame?
and just deserves
Get
it.
out. Get out. Leave the call now.
Rip.
You're done. Leave.
Aubryn, as you study this coin, you realize that there are more like it. At least 4. Not as in this is one of 4.
The 4 on her?
No.
I don't know what you mean.
No. Like, so it has markings on it.
Oh,
Say that this is a collection.
is this the first one in the collection?
It's actually number 4.
She's not very important.
Anyway, cool little magic item you got there. Don't forget to use it.
I look at Noah and I point to the little 4. There's 3 more out there for you somewhere in this world. And I pat him on the back.
I pout and walk off.
Aw, poor baby.
Hey, you can have these, and I throw 4 moonstones at him.
As Noah's walking, you just see
Floor blesses you too.
second one comes up.
Floor and his angels bless you.
All right. Well, with that, I believe y'all were going to take a long rest and level up.
Indeed. Indeed.
Are we going to set up a watch? What's that? What?
No, nothing.
What?
You're muted.
Sorry.
I give Lena a horse and send her on her way.
She says that she will return with
I'll also
utmost.
take my medallion from her.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's a good eye. You can expect her within a day's time.
I kind of go over the Carthron and I kind of like nudge him, and I kind of. You think he's flirting?
Ooh.
Ooh.
You see him stare longer than he should as she rides away.
Ooh.
Dude, that's jailbait.
Ooh.
Oh, I forgot she was 15. We're in the medieval ages, all right? That's prime birthing years.
Medieval.
Tristana!
Ah!
I didn't say that.
Oh
That's
my
metagaming.
god!
Albin turns around and removes his mask, and it's Drew.
And it's Drew. Oh man. Okay, we gotta not. We gotta not.
When did you get so skinny?
Oh no. It's okay.
This was a really, really fun session.
That's great. Oh my goodness.
It's true.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, I had to become re-Christmasified.
Yep.
So we're gonna leave it there. Characters are gonna go on a long rest, level up, and they'll be ready for the next part of their adventure when next we meet.
As we peacefully talk down Cyanrath and release the dragon and fly away.
Through love and friendship, we will prevail.
Indeed.
Right.
Indeed.
All right. We'll catch y'all later, viewers, as in future us, when we watch these videos.
Indeed is the sign off.
Peace out.
Indeed.